lovers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cammi. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Okay, let's get started. Yes, I have braces. I'm evolving, self-love, self-growth. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Anywho, without further ado, we're going to be talking about the importance of having boundaries and standards, specifically because an Aquarius will test you. Yes, they will. If they love you, they're going to test you. It's just the reality of, even if they're trying to understand you, they're going to test you. So yeah, let's go and get started to talk about this. Of course, I'm going to give you some context and some backstory behind all of this. So let's talk about an Aquarius when they were younger, right? They were typically the kid that never really fit into one group. I know I was too. So I can give you my personal experience of, like, I never fit into one group. I knew a lot of people and I could talk to anybody, but as far as like being in a group or a clique, I was never that, right? I never even allowed myself to get to that point. But I know some Aquarius even took it to that level of trying to fit in, and they weren't able to fit in with other people, which made them have to isolate, right? To be alone. And what happens, two things can happen when you're alone. Either you isolate and you crash and you get, you know, depressed and all these things, or you really have that intrinsic, you know, motivation behind the things that you do. You have that understanding of yourself because you took the time to be to yourself, right? And so 9 times out of 10, most Aquarius has the latter, right? They have a true understanding of themselves from being in isolation. And so they actually prefer this, they actually prefer being alone because of that, because they've worked so hard after being misunderstood by other people. They've worked so hard to just finally accept themselves for who they are, and it's this big evolution and true confidence of who they are, and can't no one tell them anything else. So that's where that God complex comes in of, like, hey man, like, you can't tell me anything because I know who I am, and eventually you'll catch on. And so that's why Aquarius are the innovators, right? They have an understanding of what is to come before other people do, and they are on that path, and then eventually other people get on that path. And I think you can see that as we're in the age of Aquarius now, how all of that is kind of like coming into fruition. That's a little bit of backstory behind an Aquarius's energy, right? So they had to have that misunderstanding component when they were younger, to be in isolation, to truly accept themselves, be confident, and be out loud their weird, authentic, you know, quirky selves. And that in itself is so beautiful because people need different. There's so many people that are copying each other, right? There's so many people that don't have an identity, that don't understand themselves, that are just kind of like lost. And so it's so refreshing to see someone who is truly in tune with themselves and who are just, you know, who know who they are. Okay, gave you that backstory because it's really important to have that understanding when dating an Aquarius, right? So they're gonna know who they are in the relationship. They've accepted their personality, they accepted themselves, and then to have another person's energy that they have to, you know, be connected to, it's really important to understand that an Aquarius is really sensitive. Aquarius is really sensitive. They're logical, but they are very emotional people. They house the water energy in them, right? They're the water bearers. So they are sometimes, especially if they have like a water moon, they can be really empathetic. So it's so important to have someone around you who is true in their energy, who is, you know, like true to themselves. And so this is why this test comes along, because if an Aquarius notices that you're saying that you're gonna do something, but your actions saying that's otherwise, it's like, wait a minute, this person isn't true to themselves. This person isn't who they say they're gonna, who they say they want to be, who they say they're gonna be. And so it's natural, it could be a subconscious thing, that an Aquarius is gonna test you to see, like, okay, who is this person, the person that they say they are, and why aren't they doing the things that they want to do in their life? Like, what's going on with that? So this is why it is super critical to know who you are as a significant other of an Aquarius. Know who you are, because isolation is going to come. So if you don't have anything going for yourself and isolation comes and you get clingy and attached, and you wonder why your Aquarius is going ghost. Or if you say, hey, I'm want to be abstinent, and you're doing other things with them because they will test you, and you wonder why an Aquarius is going to go. Because if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it and Aquarius tests you for that, then hey, you're not true to who you are. You're not true to what you say you're going to do, you know. So those things are really critical. So self-love, boundaries, self-respect, be mindful of that. Stay true to that. Be authentic in that. So if you have boundaries, be unwavering in them. Okay, yeah, I can't do this before the first date, or I can't do this, you know, or I really have to, every Tuesday I go and meditate on the balcony, you know, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you do, stay true to that. Because one thing about Aquarius, if they're really interested in a partner, they want to learn you. They want to learn all of your routines, all of your patterns, to then like have a true understanding of you and try to see like what they can do to surprise you, because Aquarius loves surprises. Speaking of that, my husband just surprised me with flowers because I literally was like, I need to get some flowers. You know, they listen. They're analytical. They're thinking all the time. They're listening to you, and they love, if they really pay attention to you, they're going to try to fit in little surprises of who you are. But if you aren't who you say you are, you get what I mean? You get what I mean? Like, really important to stay true to yourself in any aspect, but especially in a relationship, and especially dealing with an Aquarius, because we have worked so hard to be who we are authentically. We've put up boundaries. We've learned ourselves, and we trust ourselves, and we have that self-respect, right? So it is so important to have a partner that has that same self-respect, same boundaries, who's actually done the work intrinsically and not just like copying and pasting something else, right? So we will test you. We will test you to see if you are who you are. And if not, if we don't think you can actually grow or evolve, we will move around. That's just the reality of it. So I hope that was helpful. I didn't want to give every like detail away that this person asked me, because it was a little spicy, it was juicy, you know, but I hope you can read between the lines. But boundaries are super important for just your self-love, right? Love on yourself, respect yourself enough to know that if you don't want to do something, don't do it. And if you do it and someone acts another way, take that as what it is, and love on yourself enough to remove what doesn't serve you, period. And I'm going to end with that, okay? I hope that is helpful. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Talk to y'all later.